for our traffic stop, there's really two layers around the legal ability for an officer to conduct a traffic stop. One is reasonable suspicion, and the other is probable cause. Reasonable suspicion could mean that, doesn't necessarily mean there has to be an infraction that occurs. So it doesn't mean you have to be speeding, it doesn't mean you have to have the tail light out, headlight out, but if there are enough factors that would indicate that somebody in that car or that car was involved or becoming involved in a crime, then that could create reasonable suspicion for an officer to conduct a traffic stop. That's a challenging threshold to meet if you don't have any other kind of crime associated with that. So then you jump to that higher level, which is probable cause, and that's a little bit easier to distinguish. If I am behind a vehicle and their registration is expired, if I'm running radar on a street and I've got my radar and I see a car coming at me going 55 miles an hour and 35 mile an hour zone, that's easier to determine, meets probable cause to make that vehicle stop. The first line here, when you look at it, a traffic stop is a seizure of a vehicle and its occupants. And I'll talk a little bit more about why that's important, because there are a lot of points that in a traffic stop, really there's opportunities for education for the community and public. Officers are trained, they learn the law, they know what they can and can't do on a traffic stop. The community doesn't always necessarily understand that, and so a lot of times that's where that misunderstanding and miscommunication comes into play.